I'd like to start by breaking the first rule of presentations and reading from my slides, but it's the only time I'll do it. Many of you have heard of Joseph Schumpeter. He was the Harvard economics professor, one of the great economists of the last century. And he did his life's work on the area of why some economies grow and prosper and why others sort of fail miserably. And this is a quote from one of his books, which is representative of what he found. The fundamental impulse that sets and keeps the capitalist engine in motion comes from the new consumer's goods, the new methods of production, the new markets, the new forms of industrial organization that capitalist enterprise creates. Now, I draw your attention to the repeated word new, and the final word, creates. Modern way of saying this is, so what he's really saying is that if you want to put your thumb on the pulse of what makes prosperity, it's creativity. That's ultimately what it comes down to. That was 60 years ago. These two gentlemen on the bottom, John Micklethwaite and Adrian Wooldridge, were the business editors of The Economist, both together a few years ago. They did a book called The Witch Doctors, one of the best business books in the last decade as far as I'm concerned. And early on, they sort of said from their vantage point as business editors of one of the few global business magazines, where do things stand? And they wrote this: the greatest source of competitive advantage is not really cost or quality, but creativity. So it's the same message 60 years apart. And it's interesting that maybe only in the last 3 to 5 years have business leaders and businesses become very interested in promoting creativity. It used to be something that people didn't pay a lot of attention to. But a recent survey from the Industrial Research Institute of, I think it's 2,000 of the CEOs of the largest companies in the U.S., asked them what it was that their priorities were for the next 3 to 5 years. And they said, number one priority, for the first time ever, promoting creativity and ideas. That's what's on the top of their agenda.